Sunday morning, Charlie, the cheerful purple ranger, was late for a stopping passenger train on the Bluebell branch line. He enjoyed taking passengers, hearing their happy chatter as they rolled along the line. It had been an uneventful run so far, aside from some stones falling on his cab at the top. But as they arrived at Bluebell Valley Station, the driver pulled the whistle chain, and a strange warble came from his whistle. "Warbling whistles!" exclaimed Charlie. "What was that?" "I don't know," replied his driver. "I'll have a look." He climbed onto the cab, and found the problem. "Well, that's torn it," he said. "The whistle cap's coming loose and it's bent." "Oh! Well, if that's it, then we can just keep going." "No! It's not safe," scolded the fireman, and he made a call on his mobile phone for another engine to come and help. Derek arrived and took him to Crovan's gate. Porter took over the train for him. As he waited, Charlie sulked. He muttered, "I don't see why I couldn't keep going on my own." "Your whistle isn't working properly," said a voice. "So people would be confused by the noise you'd be making." Charlie looked around to see who had spoken to him. He looked next to him, and saw Sir Handel being shunted into the siding opposite him by Mighty Mac, who left to take his next train. Charlie was confused. "I thought you were taking my passengers," he said. "Oh, I burst a cylinder on the way down," groaned Sir Handel. "Now I'm out of service for a while." "Oh, I see. Anyway, your crew were only looking out for you, and at least you didn't do it on purpose like I did." Charlie was even more confused now. "What in blazes are you talking about?" "I'll tell you," replied Sir Handel, and this is the story he told Charlie. Now this story takes place 2 years after Ivo-Hugh was built. At this time of year, the Scarlet Rollers coaches were packed with visitors who wanted to see the mountains. This year, it was so busy that the Thing Controller had Luke brought down from the Blue Mountain Quarry to help out with the goods work. Usually, all the engines enjoy this time of year, though one engine in particular moaned about it. "What on earth is wrong with you, Sir Handel?" asked Ivo-Hugh. "The same thing during the summer season. He feels overworked," replied Peter Sam. "I am," snapped Sir Handel. "It's always the same every year. Passengers that have to be ferried from place to place. And what's worse is the Thing Controller always makes me go out first. That as it may be, passengers are our coal and water. You recall what happened on the Mid-Sodor when we had none? It closed down. We're lucky to be here, if you ask me." "Well, I didn't ask you now, did I?" And he rumbled away. Has he always been like that? Duke will tell you the same. Sir Handel's always been a stubborn know-it-all. One day he'll learn. Don't worry. When Sir Handel arrived at Crovan's Gate Station to collect his coaches, he saw the platform swarming with passengers. "Oh, we're going to have a full train. What a joy." "Oh, don't be such a grumpalophagus. It's been like this all week." "Oh, no wonder. I'm exhausted. Never thought I'd say this, but I'm actually looking forward to my week out of service. It feels like ages since I've had a rest. But you're going to have to wait a little while longer. You're not rostered to be rested for 2 more weeks at least. Duncan and Rheneas have yet to be given theirs." "What? That's not fair. It's too long." "Sorry, Sir Handel. Mr. Hugh and the Thing Controller made the rules, not me." The guard blew his whistle and waved his green flag, and Sir Handel huffed away, fuming at 2 weeks more work before rest. But as he moved out, he noticed something which gave him a faint glimmer of hope. A bolt holding a part of his cap had worked its way loose. He felt it wobble on his way up. "If I rock and roll as much as I can," he thought, "I'll shake the cap even looser. Then I shall have to have a rest while it's mended." Sir Handel pounded up the valley, shaking and swaying as much as he could, and took full advantage of bumpy rails. "Steady, boys, steady!" warned his driver, but Sir Handel paid no attention. Why wait too long? the train arrived at the station by the lake, the passengers and station master came to see about the matter. Passengers have been complaining of a bumpy ride, driver. Something wrong? I can't quite explain it myself. Could have been the extra weight causing strain. Can't really be sure. We'll check when we get back this evening. If we let this go on, might break a spring, and that'd be trouble. Yes, said Sir Handel under his breath. And a nice long rest in the shed. So Sir Handel continued on for the rest of the day in the same way. His crew checked him over in the shed that evening. They found nothing wrong with his springs. Neither of them could figure out what caused all the trouble. I mentioned that bad bit of track to Mr. Hugh, said the driver. He lowered his voice. But I think Sir Handel's up to something. It'd be wise to keep a more watchful eye on him tomorrow. Sir Handel grinned as he watched them leave, but Peter Sam grew suspicious and shot Sir Handel a grim look. You wouldn't be trying to damage yourself to get time off, would you, Sir Handel? Oh, don't talk such rot, Peter Sam, of course I wouldn't. What self-respecting engine would do something like that? How about an engine who moans about a lack of time off for starters? Duncan grumbled from the back of the shed. You do well to be more careful, Sir Handel, added Scarlowy sternly. You should know better, and you're setting a bad example for young Ivo. Sir Handel said nothing, and subsided into silence for the rest of the evening. The following morning, after the other engines had gone, he left the shed again for the heated temper. The bowl was even looser today. Yes! No more toys for me! Now be careful and behave yourself today. The passengers didn't like your rocking and rolling yesterday, and some of them have complained to the thing controller. You don't want them to think we're a bad railway, do you? No, of course not. I can't help it if I shake a little. A little? Exclaimed the fireman. You were swaying so much I could barely hold my shovel still. And how could a tendency to shake develop overnight? You pulled something like this 2 years ago with the fire bars. I'll find out what you're up to and put a stop to it, Sir Handel. It'll be too late when you figure it out. As they make their way up the line, Sir Handel seized every chance to dislodge the bolt. In fact, he was bouncing so much, he almost derailed himself in the middle station. Ooh! Nearly there. We better slow down. If we keep going on like this, the thing controller will go mad. And the slower he goes, the less risk of damage there is. But Sir Handel knew what he was doing, and intended to use all the backness to his advantage. A set of points a few yards away from the cattle creek would do the trick. Here we go. Oh dear glory, stop! Something's loose. Oh no, this must be what he was waiting for. The driver stopped the train and examined the damage. As he thought, Sir Handel had broken the catbolt. What shall we do now then? You'll have to continue the journey. Scarlowy and Peter Sam are up the line already, and there won't be enough time to get another engine ready. They raised more steam, and some up again up the bell, trying to make up for lost time. Scarlowy was waiting in the loop at the top station when he heard something that sounded like an engine trying to whistle but couldn't quite manage it. It turned out to be Sir Handel's whistle. The whistle chain kept catching every time his cap rattled, giving out a faint peep each time. Scarlowy tried not to laugh, but couldn't help himself. Sir Handel, what a noise! It's not funny, it's completely undignified. Needless to say, said the driver slyly, I doubt you'll be trying this again, Sir Handel. If it means suffering like I have today, then no. For the rest of the journey, Sir Handel tried his best to keep himself from shaking at all. It didn't quite work, and he did whistle with every jerk. People gathered by the railside when they heard him pass by. Never seen so many people waving to us. We never whistled this much before, have we? Oh, very funny. Anyone would think that was just chirpy as Peter Sam with all this whistling. I can only hope George doesn't see me. Hey, Sir Handel! Looks like your whistle's working. Now try your safety valve. Oh, shut up, you! Sir Handel was very glad to get home that evening to have the bolt mended. He wasn't very enthused as he expected the thin controller to be there waiting for him. but he was just as surprised as the others when he saw the Fat Controller there instead. The station master told me all about your antics, Sir Handel. I should think the entire valley and beyond heard you coming down the line. I am sorry, sir, it won't happen again. Huh? After what's happened, I'm not surprised. We're sorry for laughing at you earlier, old boy. But the crosser you got, the more you rattled. And the more you rattled, the more you whistled. But that won't be a problem now. Your cabin's back intact, and the bolt is secure again, so there will be no more silly whistling. Well, I should certainly hope not. And I hope you'll think twice about bouncing like that again. I expect you to know better, Sir Handel. You set a fine example for young guys over here. Oh, don't worry, sir. Sir Handel may be hot-headed and odd-mannered, but he'll learn one day. Sir Handel just rolled his eyes and scowled. But needless to say, he knew better than to try something so stupid again. And I never did anything like that again, finished Sir Handel. Charlie was amazed and then thoughtful. So my crew was just looking out for me. Okay, that part I get. But what I don't get is why the Fat Controller was there instead of Mr. Sam. Sir Handel was about to reply when they heard a whistle. Victor had arrived to take Sir Handel to the steamworks, which left Charlie in suspense. A few minutes later, Workman came to see to Charlie's whistle. Doesn't look like it could be mended. We'll have to fit a new one. It took about 10 minutes to find a new whistle for Charlie, and about another 15 before it had been fitted and tested. The fireman lit his fire, and they set off for the next job. As for Sir Handel's unexpected cliffhanger, Charlie supposed he would find out someday.